everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube, and today's video is a video I've been wanting to make for quite some time, as we're going to tell you all about a video game that you likely have never heard about. And this just isn't some forgotten run-of-the-mill video game. No, it is a Ghostbusters video game for the Atari 2600. And we're going to get to this here in a second, but first, it is story time. For those that don't know, I was born in 1984, the same year that Ghostbusters was released in theaters. And growing up, I have fond memories of playing the original Ghostbusters video game, both on the Atari 2600 and the NES. And at the time, I thought that game had it all. You were racing around New York City streets in the Ecto-1, you were catching ghosts. It wasn't until the late 90s when I got the internet that I actually found out that a lot of people don't really like that original Ghostbusters game. But to me, it was always fun, and maybe I'm looking back at it with too much nostalgia, maybe I'm looking at it with rose-colored glasses, but its simplistic gameplay kind of just reeled me in. Now, growing up in the 80s and 90s, I lived in Ontario, Canada, and in Canada, there was no bigger retail store than Zellers. And for anyone outside of Canada, you're probably wondering what exactly was Zellers? Well, I guess kind of think of them as like a toned-down version of Walmart. They carried clothes, toys, electronics, and somehow in and around the mid-1980s, Zellers actually carried their own unique line of Atari 2600 games. And one of those games? Ghostbusters, or as it's sometimes referred to as on the internet, Ghostbusters Challenge. Like, imagine walking into an electronics section, you have no idea there's a brand new Ghostbusters game out on the shelves, and you see this. I mean, sure, it's not called Ghostbusters on the front of the packaging like you're seeing on your screen right here, but that is clearly two Ghostbusters, complete with kind of no ghost logos on their arms, and crazy accurate renditions of proton packs, along with this massive terror dog goblin-looking beast. Oh, wait a minute, hold the phone, look at that price tag! $6.99? Are you serious? Now, in Canada during the mid-1980s, Atari games, price-wise, they were usually around $40. So to actually find a game for $7, I mean, this would be an easy purchase. Now, like me, you're likely wondering, what does a $7 Ghostbusters game look like? What does it play like? Well, let's go ahead, fire up the proton streams, and pop it in. Ghostbusters Challenge, everybody, for the Atari 2600. No, seriously, where are all the ghosts? Where is all the busting? This isn't Ghostbusters. Is that a duck? And wait a minute, are those rats? So I guess from there we need to talk about the gameplay? All you have to do is just move up and down through this map, make it to the end, and avoid getting hit. That's it. And I guess how you're kind of moving up and down on the map, it's kind of like you're walking up and down hallways, which I don't know, if they changed the duck to Bill Murray and maybe the rats to Slimer, then we'd have a Ghostbusters game, kind of. Oh, and you hear that great song that's playing in the background right now? It's stuck in my head. It's forever gonna be stuck in my head. I mean, they ripped off Ghostbusters for the packaging and the actual art. Why not slap their own version of the Ghostbusters theme song into the game? Instead, we have this, which turns out is Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. Now, as you play through each level, the top of the screen actually offers words of encouragement, including not bad. And while the game does look simple in classic Atari fashion, looks, they can be deceiving. Come on! Oh! Your mother! Now, I wish I could say more here, but that's pretty much it when it comes to this kind of Ghostbusters game. It's not a Ghostbusters game. It's Challenge for the Atari 2600. That's what it is. That's what it's called. And remember when I said this game was just one of many from an Atari 2600 game lineup that was exclusive to Zellers? Yeah, about that. You see, this line of games, they are all bootlegs. Zellers Challenge or Zellers Ghostbusters Challenge, whatever you want to call it, it is a bootleg of another game called Challenge that was released on the Atari 2600. From what I gather, these games, they were manufactured in Taiwan and were repackaged, rebranded, and in some cases, the game itself was modified. Now apparently Zellers, they received a cease and desist, or maybe they were taken to court. I don't really know. The information on this is a little muddy, but I do know the games were yanked off store shelves, and now they've actually become a pretty hot collector's item. I mean, just think about how crazy this scenario is. Like I said, Zellers, they were a nationwide store. Once again, like Canada's version of Walmart. This is like if Walmart started carrying bootleg knockoff games, you know? Instead of carrying Super Mario Galaxy, they carried Bodacious Plumber Universe. So Ghostbuster fans, I hope you enjoyed today's look back at Challenge for the Atari 2600. That's all I've got for you here right now. As always, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News here on YouTube. Bust that bell notification icon to stay up to date with everything that's happening within the Ghostbusters world. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, check out our Patreon page. We have a link to that down below in this video's description, and I'll see everybody right back here next time.